All right, we're out at Bill and Felicia Armstrong's house. Done a bunch of work out here before with the windows. Done a bunch of work for their family. So they're getting the house ready to sell next year. So we are fixing up a few things around the house for them. Mainly what we're looking at is some trim. On the front, it's a little bit different because we have some freeze board that we're going to address. It's hard to see with the trees, but there's one gable, two gables, and then the third gable on the far side of the house. Those areas we're all going to install new 1x4 freeze board in. There's some squirrels chewing on little areas. So all those three gables, just those three gables, will have Hardie 1x4 freeze board installed. So we'll conceal that and paint it. It could be some possible, paint touch-ups on the soffit when we pull that off, which will all be addressed as well. Over here on the main garage gable, nothing's going to be done there. On this corner, however, it's going to be hard to see in the video. Yeah, you can see a little bit. This little piece of freeze board has fallen down, as well as the other one on the facing side, the side that cuts back to the house. And it's going to be real hard to see from here. But as I'm looking at it, it's right up in that corner. So these two pieces, we're just going to tack that back up, conceal it, and then we should be good to go. But you can see the way the corner's kind of separated right there. So we're going to address that for them and get that all squared away. Let's see. This will go this way. So that's pretty much the scope of work on the front of the house. There's really no windows and siding to speak of. But that it's just this far gable end on the corner, this gable over the door, and this gable over these windows. That's where we're installing the freeze board. As we come around here to the right side, it's going to be bright. We got two windows here. We're doing 1x4 trim. We got a 1x6 transition trim right here that we're going to install Hardie on. And then we got all of our corner trim. So that's really the primary scope, is retrimming all the windows in Hardie. Now, unfortunately, they did do a nail over here. So we're just going to, like we already set clear expectations about gaps, and, we'll caulk as best we can, but we can't completely change the way that these were installed, when the builders built the home. So it's unfortunate it's not a but-to, but we talked about that in the backyard and went over that and the details. So we'll just be replicating a nail over or layover with the trim, but all these windows, these two windows, plus the other windows around the house, will be trimmed into 1x4 Hardie. Transition trim on both this side and the other side will become Hardie plank as well. We are not touching the belly band board here. All the way around, that's just going to stay as is. It's in good condition, and again, we're looking at about a year time frame maximum before they sell the house. So that's what we're kind of approaching this with, the mindset of anything we're doing is for a year's time frame. Actually less than that. I think March is when they want to get it sold. So same thing back here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 windows up top. Those will all get Hardie trim. Back here, this belly band board is dark gray. We're leaving that alone. All corner trim will be redone in Hardie. And then as we come to this bay window right here, we have the trim. It's a dark gray color. We're going to redo that with Hardie. And we'll probably just replicate what's here, maybe above the door. We can do a 1x4 so it matches the 1x4 above it. I think that would clean that up a little bit. But elsewhere, the siding is all Hardie plank. Elsewhere, just kind of replicate with 1x6 what we see now existing. And that way we're not having to put on additional courses of siding or anything else. So that's what we got going on in the bay window here. Again, 4 windows up top. You got a plain view right here. It will all be retrimmed in Hardie. And then as we step back a little bit, we have 2 chimneys. So both chimneys will be retrimmed in Hardie 1x4 on the corners, and the capping will be done with Hardie as well. Whether we face that like a fascia overlay or we do it with trim, we'll let the guys determine that once they get up there. But all that corner trim will be off on both chimneys, and we will replace it with Hardie 1x4. Then we come over here to this kind of the north side. So again, you got here, you can see pretty substantial rot around the trim, which is what's prompting all this. So we got 3 windows plus a little arch top guy over there that we have to retrim with the Hardie 1x4. Again, you can see it with the overlay. We unfortunately got the gaps at the laps, and like I said, we'll do the best we can to seal that up, but we cannot cut the siding back to do it, to do a proper butt to. But we'll get it all watertight, make it look nice, and create a good solution. So that's really what we got here on the kind of north-facing side of the home. Is 3 windows wrapped in Hardie. And that's pretty much the extent of everything. Nothing else. We're not doing fascia. When they put the roof on, they had the fascia done, so that's all in good integrity. It's just the freeze board on the front 3 gables, and then window trim, and then the corner trim. So again, we got 2 corners 1x4s here. We got a transition 1x6 up there, and then we got the 2 chimneys up top that we're doing a complete retrim on the corners and the capping. The caps are not, spark arresters are not being replaced. We're just going to retrim everything and then put the existing spark arresters back on. So that's what we got. Bill and Felicia, really appreciate you guys, and appreciate you working with us once again, and we look forward to taking great care of you on the project. Thank you.